Hey all, welcome back to episode 32 of Harrison Talks Pod. I hope you're having a great day today. This week we are talking about how game 3 flipped the script in both conference final series. The Knicks erased a 20-point hole. Cat turned doubters into believers. Hopefully, the Timberwolves humiliated OKC on their home court. And Scott Foster was also there. Yes, he showed up also. So, from clutch comebacks to culture wins, we're talking momentum swings, role player revenge, and why 2-1 feels like a brand new world. Let's get into it. And before we do, please like and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, do all of the YouTube things that you do. So I must say that every week I come on here, I feel like I'm more excited about the playoffs more and more. And I'm not trying to play it up. It just seems like there has been so many unexpected parts that have happened in this postseason, and we're gonna get right into that right now. So conference finals, perhaps more than any other series, when you're down 0-2, that is a huge detriment. Since 2000, teams that are 0-2 in the conference finals only come back to win the series 8% of the time. Whereas if they take game 3 and it's 2-1, that goes to over 30%. So, a lot of momentum swings that we saw in these two games. Minnesota had a blowout win, but had they gone down 0-3 facing the OKC Thunder, we might assume that that series is over. And last night for the Pacers and the Knicks, the Pacers had a 20-point lead heading into the half. We're already up 2-0 on their home floor and was in this great spot going up possibly 3-0. Game 4 also on their home floor, and New York could have been dead at that point. But now, does everything kind of change? At least everything looks like it stays alive. And for the teams that are still down 2-1, you certainly have a lot more life than what we thought a few days ago. So, as a fan of just basketball in general, and I like all four of these teams. I know I'm rooting for the Pacers, but uh, I just really enjoy watching all four of these teams with their young players that are well coached and seem to like playing together. It's just a fun brand of basketball to watch. It feels different though, right? Leave a comment down below. If you've been watching basketball for a while, does these playoffs feel like more of the same? Like past years, I compared last year's Celtics to the Spurs in 2003. In a lot of ways, if for example, the Thunder win this year and the best team overall wins, um, it could be compared to a later on Spurs season or perhaps like the 2014 year. All right, I'm rambling. I'm rambling. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Knicks Pacers first, since they are playing tonight, and the Knicks came all the way back to win 106 to 100. So, remembering game 1, Knicks blew a 20-point lead, got clowned. Pacers are on this historic run, have had now 3 games where they came back and won in the last minute. Very historic, gonna be remembered for a very long time, no matter what. But this time, it was the other side, and they erased their 20-point hole on the Pacers' home floor. Knicks outscored Indiana 58 to 38 in the second half. So excuse me, I said 20-point lead. It was a 20-point lead at one point, about 3 minutes ago in the second quarter, and Knicks outscored Indiana by 20 points in the second half to win 106-100. Knicks bench was a plus 18 net rating during the Miles McBride minutes. Had a huge game there. Deuce McBride had a personal 7-point run to end the third quarter and cut the deficit, help flip the pace for the Knicks, and the Knicks continued their run going on to the fourth, sealing the win. So very exciting game to watch, and Knicks fans that were there seemed pretty shocked, honestly. Brunson finished 6 for 18 on a 35% usage rate. So, still had a decent game, but struggled from the field. And if there were any questions on whether Jalen Brunson can rely on Karl-Anthony Towns and his teammates, I think there's a little bit more confidence. There has to be now after this game and after what Karl-Anthony Towns just did. So let's get right into him. So he had 24 points in the game, 4 points heading into the fourth quarter, 20 points in the fourth quarter. Was 6 of 7 from the field in the fourth, including 2 threes, had 6 free throws, had more points than the entire Pacers team combined in the fourth, which was 18. So, in games 1 and 2, Karl-Anthony Towns averaged 13 points on 38% shooting, and in this game had 24 points on 65% shooting, was plus 11 in clutch time. So that has to give New York more confidence, and man, there's gonna be haters, aren't they? Amazing performance from him. Scott Foster was there, plus 70,000 mentions on X, I wrote down. So, extended the series, but I don't think it had anything to do with him. So, we move on. They are 2-1 with game 4 at at Indiana, right here. So, that win game 3 after going down 0-2. I said almost 30%. It is 24% of the time. My percentages are just a little bit off today, but my is pretty good. If a road team that wins game 3, their game 4 win rate goes up to 64%. And then if it's 2-2, I don't have anything from there. So they're my fun percentages for you. So, wow. New York, young, not built like a traditional super team, certainly deep, certainly lots of depth, and lots of young players that are cohesive and defensive minded. Knicks had 3 playoff series wins in 20 years and now have had 4 in the last 3 seasons. Knicks versus Pacers in the playoffs since 2000 are 0-3, or Knicks are 0-3 against Indiana in the postseason. So game 4 is tonight, and I forget if I made a prediction or what that was, but I'll just make a simple prediction and say this is 6 or 7 games. Let's say New York ties it up tonight. Not what I'm rooting for, but that's what I might be thinking. I think they figured some things out in this game, and I would expect bigger nights from Jalen Brunson, along with having other big nights from Cat or the role players. So, who do you have For game four, Brunson or Haliburton? Is Karl-Anthony Towns playoff proof? How would the NBA change if the refs did post-game interviews? Leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about this. And now let's talk about the game from the Timberwolves and the Thunder. So, playing this game in Minnesota, the Timberwolves won 143 to 101. Now are only down 2-1. Built a 42-point lead late in the third quarter and won by 42 points. They led the first quarter 34 to 14 and led every quarter after that. So in the first quarter, 34 to 14, OKC was 5 of 20 and 1 from 7 from 3. Had only 2 assists compared to the Timberwolves that had 9. Ant came out, was energetic, had some dunks early, had some three-pointers early on, and Target Center just held that momentum. Predicted last week that this would not be a sweep, but OKC, the first two games looked so dominant that wasn't that sure going into this game. And this game, the Timberwolves looked very dominant, and it looked like Rudy Gobert and their defense and the looks that they're giving SGA and the Thunder have just changed overall. So it looks like they have definitely figured something out, and this is going to turn into now a 6 or 7 game series. Because as a star player, sure seems like Anthony Edwards could be the best player on a championship team or a team that's going to the championships. Still going to give the edge to the Thunder, though. Again, I'm not a betting person, so I think the odds were not that close heading into it. But I think it should be it should be kind of close. Or if you're going to bet on who's going to win this series, I wouldn't be 100%. I guess is the best way that my non-betting self could put that. So, very impressive win from Anthony Edwards. Very impressive win from Chris Finch. Very impressive win from the young Timberwolves team overall. And hey, we got a series that will at least go back to OKC, and they looked rattled early. Gobert, as I mentioned, good adjustments, disrupting SGA's rhythm, just getting higher up, disrupting the pick and roll more often. SGA struggled, having 14 points on 4 from 13 from the field, 4 turnovers, minus 32 plus minus. Chet's shooting struggled or continue to struggle, has had some on or off games this postseason, which I think is fair. And I don't know how they're going to remember Chet from this postseason, but I hope anyone that gives him problems or criticisms that we just look at it from he is a year three player who is pretty much in year two, who played 30 something games this season and just went up against the best player in the world, in my opinion, by far, and is now going up against the best defensive big in the league by far. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that narrative. Anyways, Anthony Edwards, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 8 from 3, and was more than a stat line, was setting the tone from the very beginning. Just overall presence and maturity is there. Who can watch this guy and believe that he is actually 23 years old? All the Jordan comparisons are there. Not the greatness, not all of that, but hey, for someone who's 23 and looks like this, yeah, and kind of plays old school, doesn't he? Definitely plays physical. Definitely looks like a football player sometimes. In game two, only shot 1 of 9 from three, so just had a huge bounce back game. And as I said, if he's the best player on the floor, I don't see at any point that you can count this team out against the best team, who I think is the Thunder. Terrence Shannon Jr. had a breakout playoff game, 15 points in 13 minutes, outscored everyone on the Thunder team. Energy and defense, I wrote down. Naz Reid hit 2 threes after going 0 of 11 in games one and two. Jaden McDaniels added 24 points on 60% shooting. So, yeah, it's not just Julius Randle, it's not just Anthony Edwards. A lot of Timberwolves stepped up in this game, and I said it over and over. I think the Knicks and Timberwolves figured out a lot from these games, and just so excited to see what happens in the rest of the series. My bets are off. I'm going with the people who are up right now, but my bets are off. So we'll see how much of a momentum swing this will be, and we'll see if Minnesota can sustain their efforts on defense going into game four. For Minnesota, urgency was there, defensive strategy was there, all star leadership was there. So let's see what they do heading into game four. And wow, this is going to be a super short episode for me today, but hey, sometimes shorter is better. I just wanted to talk about these last two games because I was super excited about all of this. And if I come back on before next week, I I'll do it. But if not, I will at least be on next week to talk some more NBA playoff basketball, and we'll have plenty of time to speculate about that and everything else going on in the league. From now, for now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you've enjoyed this, please share the podcast with someone else who's an NBA fan and like and subscribe. Do all of that. We are growing slowly, organically, incrementally, but I appreciate everyone who stops in and listens. So, again, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.